welcome to our spring band concert. So excited to share the students' accomplishments with you today. This is a really fun concert because you got to hear them, at the beginning of the year, and I think that you'll be really pleased with the growth from December to now. So on stage is our 6th grade band. We're going to start with a couple short lines out of their book, just to kind of show you what we've been working on. The first is called When Love is Kind. It's just a folk song, but I like it a lot because it introduces this idea of dynamic contrast to tell a story. So we talked a lot about how this one is a little conversation between two people, maybe someone who's a little louder and someone who's a little more shy. The other one, we'll go straight into it, is called Morning Mood. I put this on the program because they taught it to themselves, and I thought that was really cool. There was a day that we were doing like scales testing, so I was pulling one kid at a time and working with them. And while I was working with the individuals, the kids finished the task I gave them, and then they flipped even further forward in the book, and they, as a class, taught themselves this too, which I just thought was so cool. Sometimes you give kids independent work and they struggle to be productive in it, and my 6th grade this year is going above and beyond when I give them the freedom to practice. Here are 2 book exercises for you. are on improvisation, so hopefully you hear that coming through in our solos. The first two pieces we play for you are going to be sort of bluesy feels, slightly different structure. The first one's called Shuffle Time. Hope you like it. stage. I would say front row. Oh, it's percussion ensemble. Percussionists, come on up. And Jared, you'll fill in where they clear out. The percussion ensemble, come on up. All right, while they finish setting up, I'll give you a little background on percussion ensemble. This has been a dream of mine since I walked into this program and had like 14 percussionists. And we finally were able to make it happen this year. Our wonderful administration let us run a percussion only class. It's been so cool. If you have a percussionist, I hope that they're going home and saying it's cool. We've been doing daily mallet work and then daily percussion rudiments, so just learning different ways that they can use sticks, different very detailed configurations. And because we have all this time to ourselves now, we actually are able to do some other pieces too. So you'll notice when the winds come on stage, there are a couple pieces that percussion ensemble doesn't play because the parts are pretty sparse. And instead traded that time to work on this piece, which is just for us. It is called Snowpocalypse. We were originally going to do it in December, but with all of our music obligations, we put it on the back burner. But with the way that the weather is here in the great state of Michigan, I thought Snowpocalypse might still weirdly be relevant here in May. So I'm going to help them tune to video, and then we'll play this for you, and I hope you love it. was talking to the kids about percussion being the hardest instrument in the band. There's so much independence involved, both just like during class and then while you're playing. So none of these parts were doubled. All 11 of us out here were doing something different special. Cool. Okay, this brings us into the final part of our program. So Symphonic Winds, come on up. Well, you have to say yes, right? So I took it out at least to read with them, and they liked it, and they were like taking it home and working on it and stuff. And we did a blind vote in class, and it still felt like it was going to be a lot of work for us to put together. And so I had everyone close their eyes and raise your hand if you want to do. You still want to do this, even though it's way harder than our other option. And the majority of the class is like, yeah, let's go. They were working hard on it, and I hear that, and woo! it was written for an honest to goodness jazz band. It didn't have clarinet or flute or French horn parts. None of the concert band instruments were included. So he actually arranged it for our band and is playing the alto saxophone solo. We're lucky to have such talent in our band that he shares it with us. And this is, I think, a good experience for our band to experience what it is like to play jazz. Hope you enjoy Love Street by Sammy Stewart. We would like to recognize our seniors first. Although my thank you while they're fresh in my mind. I wanted to start off by thanking all of my wonderful administrators, some of whom are here, some of whom have been supporting me, behind the scenes, but very strongly, and I appreciate you very much. All of my coworkers, especially your patience in letting me borrow students from your classes, and of course all of you. Being a high school band parent is kind of its own sport. As you guys all know, all the extra practices and obligations and weekends and all the things, and hopefully hearing a lot of playing in your house and all that good stuff. So thank you so much for supporting your students. I hope that you can see the growth from the start of this year to the end of this year, and that's the trajectory that I hope to keep for us. I'm really proud of them, and I hope that you're proud of your kids too. I also wanted to take a moment to thank my booster executive board. They are the unsung heroes. We need to sing these heroes. I want to shout from the rooftops. They do so much just out of their love for the program and for the kids. And, excitement about music. They don't get paid the big bucks, and they put in hours and hours of work to help this happen. All the little things, making sure the kids are wearing the right uniform pieces, making sure that we have a wonderful recording, and then all these many little things that I don't know got fixed, that they fixed without any fanfare. So that is my president, Emily Burns. And Amanda Gay. Aya Kuramoto is our treasurer. Our social media expert. Yes. I went off script and I lost count, so thank you. So happy to have them in our community, and then there are many more parent volunteers who come to everything. Some who come to just a few things, and you guys all make such a big difference in the way that our band runs. It really does take a village, and I'm glad that you're ours. It is time to honor our seniors. We've got some beautiful flowers, and our president, Ms. Allen, is here to give us out.
Recognize our seniors and tell them we'll miss them, and congratulations and good luck. Our first one is Anaya Daniels. Amelia Davis. Yeah, you can stand up here. Madison Leapart. Glenn Luce. Paxton Lumley. Elijah Mason. Braden Tuck. Caleb Tuttle. And then we have Zachary Hughes, but he is not here.
One more hand for us. Oh, wow! Oh my gosh!
I'll hold it up. I'm gonna hold it so you guys can see it, so I'm just gonna yell at you, not from behind the podium. So Paxton arranged the jazz tunes. He played that wonderful solo. Paxton also took our band photos and made this incredible composite. I know you can't see it from close. We can put it out in the lobby so you can look at it after the concert. They look so good. So we photographed the kids, we compiled everything. Wow, thank you. This is incredible. I'm sure at one time there were composites put up all along that long band hallway. I know some of you that went here. Maybe you can confirm that. This needs to go up in the band hallway. Yeah. Oh my God! We'll put that right there while we play our last tune for you. I was worried one of you was gonna come out in like a horse mask again or something. All right. I'm not gonna say it. We'll do that later. Let's play hard right now.
Last song of the night. This is our senior song, so our seniors did choose it. I told them that they probably could pick a song for us to play, but if it wasn't good, I wouldn't buy it. And they picked something really good. They chose a medley of music from the opera Carmen by Georges Bizet. You will recognize it for one of the themes in there. I don't know, probably adults will just know Carmen, but my kids in the audience might notice some of this Carmen music from a popular video game. So, hope you enjoy selections from Carmen. Should I say anything else? I'm serious. Your guys' kids are amazing. You should be so proud. Thank you, and have a